Good morning. What am I reading at the minute? Or what have I just read? I've just read this book by Tony Macaulay called Paperboy, an enchanting true story of a Belfast paperboy coming to terms with the Troubles. And it's written by Belfast author, inspirational speaker, peace builder, etc., Tony Macaulay. So what's the book about? Well, it's just their memories of Tony Macaulay as he grew up on the Shankill Road, at the top of the Shankill Road, and he was a paperboy. So it's a sort of a social documentary of, and it's a very lightweight social documentary. It's an easy read. That's what I mean by lightweight. It just follows his journey as a young paperboy and all the ups and downs of the job. It comes from the memories and experiences of a young Protestant boy reared at the top of the Shankill Road. And the stories are told through the prism of his work as a paperboy. It was published in 2011, so it's 9 years old. Belfast in the 70s was like the newspapers I delivered. Everything was black and white, albeit orange and green. Everything got smudged and ruined like dark ink from stories that dirtied my hands every day, and yet I was happy with my calling. I was a good paperboy. I delivered. 12-year-old Tony Macaulay was appointed paperboy on the Shankill Road in 1975 at the height of the Troubles. As bombs, blasts and mobs clashed and sirens wailed throughout the streets, he did the daily round without fail. From barricades to Bay City rollers, platform shoes to paramilitaries, this is a story of happiness. This is a story of happiness in dark times. A charming, funny and touching coming-of-age journey set in a very different but familiar world. I thought it was quite a good read. It's how many pages long? It's nearly 300 pages long. Tony Macaulay, and you know, I found Paperboy quite interesting. So some of the stories reflected my own experience of growing up in Banbridge. Child of the 50s and 60s, and the book is a very gentle indictment of our society, and it's paradoxically also a celebration of growing up here in Belfast. So who is this guy, Tony Macaulay? He's an international author, he's an inspirational speaker, he's a broadcaster and peace builder. And he has written a whole series of books based in and around his growing up time in Belfast. So what has he written? Books. Well, the Paperboy came out, or is based on, is in and around 1975, and then we have his promotion to Breadboy, 1977, and then we have him all growed up, going off to university, and this was quite a thing for somebody from the Upper Shankill Road. Very, very few people, young lads especially, went to university. So then there's little house on the peace line. I went to the other side of the peace line to run a youth club, and everyone said my head was cut. Belfast phraseology, their colloquialism. So that's a sort of a quartet of books based on Tony Macaulay's life. And then we've got Belfast Gate, sort of a novel. And this Paperboy book actually did well. It was very well received by the critics, and it went on to be a smash hit musical. Based on the much-loved memoir by Irish writer and peace builder Tony Macaulay, this book has been adapted for the musical stage with music from platinum-selling Belfast artist Duke Special and writing by stand-up comedian Andrew Doyle, featuring the sound of the Bay City Rollers. And Tony Macaulay says, "When I was Paperboy, I dreamed of being a time traveller, so I did. Last year's premiere of Paperboy at the Lyric was an unforgettable experience for me. It was like jumping into a TARDIS with Doctor Who and travelling back in time to 1975. And this is interesting as well. Paperboy authors lockdown book readings now on YouTube. So they are. At the beginning of lockdown, when all his usual public book readings were cancelled, Belfast author Tony Macaulay decided to give book readings on Facebook Live every week. Very good. So I must check that out. And there he is on YouTube reading the first chapter of Paperboy.
Well, good evening. It's 9 o'clock and I'm at home in Portstewart in Northern Ireland, and as promised I said I was going to come on Facebook Live every evening at this time and read from my books. So I'm going to start this evening by reading from Paperboy, which is my first book, and each evening I'm going to read a different chapter of the book. So I'm going to kick off now, and as people join me, I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you're keeping well, keeping safe, and staying well, and I hope this kind of brightens up your evening as we go through these times. So, chapter 1 of Paperboy.